Hey guys, JPlay here, and today we're going to be looking at Downwell. Quite addictive, sort of roguelite, I guess. It's kind of a platformy, well, basically, you jump down a well. This is the game. I'm just going to go into standard mode. It's another fairly simplistic one, straight off the back of Love. But the concept is we are this little dude. I wasn't sure if that would come through. We are this little dude here, the one doing the jumping on the screen, the actual focus of the game. And we are going down a well. And to do that, we can run left and right, we can jump, and we can fire our gun. And you'll see, firing a gun not only shoots at things below us, it also, it also stops us from falling as fast. So basically, we're going to try and get to the bottom without getting hurt. And there are only a couple of things you really need to know about this game. One is that gems are good. They can be found like by killing enemies or in that little red block that I punched. The other one is, by punched I mean shot with my feet guns. The other one is that all these enemies hurt you, but if they are white and red, you can jump on them, and if they are bright red, like that snail we see down there, any contact, even jumping on top of them, will hurt you. So you can't Mario them all, but you can Mario some of them. And I've already got myself into a fairly unfavourable position. Yeah, I thought something was going to end up happening out of that. I already got myself into a fairly unfavourable position by getting underneath some of those bats, which are not that difficult in themselves, but if you mess it up and you miss them, they will just chase you through the rest of the level more fervently than a bunch of the other enemies. So the other things you can find in this game are power-ups. You'll see my gun charge meter on the side has changed, and now I'm shooting at one large blast. It's not my favourite weapon, but I mean, I don't have that much time in this game yet, so I don't know what the actual best weapons are. I quite like I can't even remember what the one I quite like is called. Triple, which does triple shots, like, kind of as the name suggests. Oh, also try not to fall past everything, because then they'll just end up chasing you around like this dude is for me. And I also try and chase gems as much as possible, because when we eventually find shops, which I don't think you can do until the second level, but when we eventually find the shops, you spend these for power-ups. The other time you get power-ups is at the end of the level, which we'll see in a second. So that was the end of our first level, 1-1. I'm not sure how much further we will go. And then I have a choice of a few power-ups here. Heart Balloon, I think that's essentially one extra hit you can take. Drone should shoot for me. Laser sight increases range and accuracy. I don't really know what the drone's like, so I'm going to choose that one. I assume it just shoots like a drone. Yeah. There are some of these which have bigger impacts than others. Obviously, if you get the one that... there's one that if you collect a gem, shoots upwards for you, which is one of the only ways in the game you can actually shoot upwards. This is one of the shop sources coming, but yeah, it's one of the only ways you can shoot upwards, which is always a nice change, because those guys that chase you down will otherwise cause you a lot of pain. Right, so I have 574 gems up in the top right, and I could buy any of this stuff. I'm going to buy the rice ball, which will get me back up to full health. And I'm going to buy a battery, which will get me one additional charge. So you see my bar on the right has gone from 10 to 11. That's only sort of half a shot for this gun anyway. But still, worth getting, especially if I get a different gun going forward. And it is fairly wise not just to rush right in, I think. Although it is addictive to just recklessly dive downwards. Obviously, as this is the triple, the one I was talking about that is my favourite. As you probably noticed, if you go into one of those bubbles at the sides, it stops time. You know, I'm starting to think the puncher might have actually been better than I was giving it credit for. Did not go as planned. Panic, get out of here. If worst comes to worst, you can always run for the edge of a level, the end of the level. Not ideal though. Right, so gunpowder blocks. Blocks will shoot out bullets when destroyed. That's quite nice. Lift off just makes you jump higher. Getting gems causes a bullet to shoot up. That one's my favourite that I've come across so far. I've got less than 2 hours in this game though, and I am not very good. It's quite a Moorish sort of a game, but I wanted to make sure that when I did that I got the rudiments, but left some scope for learning as I play on camera here. And I think I would be in a lot... Oh, I had to slow down there because I thought I was going to be in a lot more trouble. I would be in a lot more trouble had I not shot upwards with so many of those. Now, what's this one do? Laser. Well, I knew it would heal me because it had a little heart around the letter, which is why I took it. I'm not sure that laser is what I want to go for overall, but it could be. Oh. No, that's not worked very well. It could be worth it to get that heart back up, which obviously I then went to great lengths to lose. And it's one of those games where you're just straight back in as soon as you die, which is quite satisfying. Makes it a lot harder to stop. I'm not sure that it's quite as addictive as some other games of its ilk. I can only really do a few runs before I want to go play something else, but it's a nice little space filler, as it were. Kind of a palate cleanser if you've been playing longer or more difficult games. In the same way that when I see some groups of friends, if we've been playing RPGs all weekend, you know, Dungeons and Dragons and its ilk, yeah, then we'll play something like Catan for a breather sometimes after the first 8 hours. Anyway, so yeah, quite lucky that time to get not only the triple, which I like in itself, but to get the extra life back. Now, in theory, shops at the start of every level and 10% discount should be really good. I'm just not sure if I last long enough. So this is kind of how I play games. I try and go for what's most sensible long term, only when I think I have a chance of getting to the long term. But I'll give it a go anyway. I'm fairly sure this will only make a difference for all of one level. But let's see. So, can't afford maximum HP, don't need that health. Might as well get the extra charge, I guess. Obviously there's no way to go back up, so I won't be able to get those chaps I missed. That dude I couldn't afford. Sorry, I still sometimes get sidetracked mid-word, mid-sentence, mid-whatever they call those things, which are made up of many words. Running out of ammo there is a bit of an issue. Panic! Oh, I didn't make it to the safe zone. So those bubbles, apart from giving you an extra bonus of some sort when you go inside, also give you a second to think. I don't know what B is. Should we give it a go? Burst. Oh, I don't think I'm going to like that one. No, I definitely don't like that one. I have made a grave mistake. Gain 4 HP. So that's a full heal, essentially. Lift off. Shooting dead bodies causes them to explode. They really want me to have that one this game, but I'm going to be a wimp and I'm going to take the health. Just because otherwise I'm not going to make it far enough. There are actually different worlds than the cavern. I'm just not in any danger of showing them anytime soon. Ah, so I could have bought this if I had taken something more permanent. I might as well get the extra charge. I'm not very good at saving in this game or in real life. Oh, bloody burst. Get out of here. Leave me alone, you bully. Right, so let's grab them gems. Peek out, panic, get hurt. That's the plan. Yeah, didn't go well. Okay, one last attempt, and then I think we will leave it. And if you are interested in this game, it's fairly cheap itself. You could go find a YouTuber who is good enough to get through the first 3 levels. This is essentially the equivalent of doing a video of Sonic the Hedgehog and only going through Green Hill Zone. Maybe even Green Hill Zone level 1, just because these levels are so quick. But let's give it a go, and I'm going to try and go a bit faster, I think. Let's just rush some levels. Consume some dead bodies to gain health. I think I like the sound of that one, thanks. Again, anything which is temporary health isn't the wisest investment, but something like this gives me more survivability long term, not just short term. Thank God that turtle decided to stop walking. I think there are achievements for things like bouncing off 5 enemies without hitting the ground. But achievements are for people who are good at things. Totally strategic. Remember how I said I wanted to rush? I did mean at the expense of actually doing anything good. There is something more satisfying about rushing as well sometimes. So have we got anything in here which I want? Could get health. And again, that's a temporary fix. And this time I'm going to be bold and ignore it. That music sounds very discordant. It's quite off-putting. Oh. Ran out of charge more quickly than I thought I would there. Obviously that's the problem with the triple, is that you're going to use your energy a lot more quickly. Right, jump higher. Stomping on enemies causes a blast. Blocks will shoot out bullets when destroyed. Blocks will shoot out bullets when destroyed. Although I am quite tempted by the blast. Ah, they shoot bullets up. Well, in that changes everything. I'm much happier about this now. I thought I would bounce off that bat before the eye got me. Puncher, I quite liked earlier. More than I had previously rated it as, I guess. So might as well. Oh. If that ladder hadn't been there, I had time to jump again, but I didn't spot it in time. Ah! And I'm fighting the urge to say one more go. So go on, one more. But then that's really it. And this time, let's just go. I wonder if you can do pacifist runs. Eek! Oh no, I hit one anyway. Worth a try. Well. That one. Oh. I was going to say that one could be my only casualty for the level. It's absolutely not going to be. Let's grab some of these and then keep our rush going. You don't really have time to react. Well, I don't. I'm not quick enough to react if something red comes up. I quite like the block shooting bullets upwards because, like I say, anything which shoots upwards is alright by me. Didn't want to rush straight past that because gems are good. Yeek! Run, run. It's fine. You don't need any of this. I can't even afford to heal 1 health. I guess we're just running still. My rushing strategy may not be working as well as I'd hoped. Can you count it as a strategy if it's just all round a terrible idea? Or is it just stupid? Shotgun doesn't use that much ammo per shot, does it? Let me see. Oh god. I'll get maybe maximum 2 shots then. Let's get the drone again. Make up for the accuracy I don't have. Oh, did I get hurt? I thought I'd killed everything. Shop, what can you do for me? Heals 1 HP plus 1 charge. Perfect. I mean, I'd still only get 2 shots, and one of them is comparatively feeble, I think, but still. Better than nothing. Puncher! We like the puncher. Every once in a while I lose track of the floor and just panic. Can I get through that gap? Yes, I can. Marvellous. Now we need to keep skedaddling. Not as planned, again. For a change. I forget we can shoot upwards with these blocks. 1-3 cleared. Creates time void when damaged. That one's quite nice. I think time voids hurt enemies if they are in the radius as well. Yeah. I'll only get to use it once more before it's game over at this rate, but something interesting. Hey, I got out of the first levels. That floor that looks like it hurts you, does hurt you. Basically, if it's red, it's going to hurt you. I could probably use another shop to get some health up. Should we just go? I was quite lucky not to get hurt a few seconds ago, but in the time I was thinking... Oh, didn't see that there. In the time I was thinking that, I died. Oh well, and I've unlocked a new palette. I think there are a few modes you can unlock, but I'm not going to go into those. The palettes change the way the game looks. I kind of like the red and white vibe anyway. I feel like grayscale would make it harder to tell when something's going to hurt you, but anyway... This was Downwell, I've been JPlay, and cheers for watching.